Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? What's going on? It is Sunday, April 8th, 2019. We're going to put up our watch list this evening, getting into Monday's session, which will be Monday, April 9th, 2019. And we are going to be going into the session with 10 on watch, a little bit bigger than normal. But quickly, we had quite a nice run in the market last week. SPY gave us a little bit of consolidation on Friday, but it had a significant run throughout the week, with this obviously usual pullbacks here and there. But all in all, it was definitely an uptrend. Actually, 10 of the 11 sectors closed green. Materials was the only one kind of just hovering in the red. And so it was all in all a strong end of a week for the market. SPY closed up a little over a point and gave us a lot of opportunities at the upside and downside. Some stocks couldn't get sustain its gap up levels, and we had some continuations from day twos. We had some gap downs that obviously needed to just fade out a little bit more. And the thing is, whether the market's up or down, if a particular stock is having shares unloaded onto the market, doesn't matter what direction the market is. Let's say the overall market is just crazy in a solid uptrend, but we have another stock that's getting dumped onto the market, so it doesn't really matter if the market overall is in an uptrend. If something's going to be unloaded, shares being unloaded, boom. These are actually good opportunities to kind of step in and kind of do against the grain. You know what I mean? If you're trading where everybody else is trading, yeah, these are trends, and trend trading is fantastic. But at the end of the day, there's plenty of opportunities to both the upside and downside, whether the market is up or down. So you always got to look for particular opportunities and isolate stocks. Not all stocks follow the market. So that being said, let's get into our watch list. Starting our watches with LIVN. LIVN, obviously, as you can see, had a significant gap down on Friday. Took almost 27 point trim to the downside, and clearly just could not get above VWAP. It tried a little bit midday, and it closed to the low. So, there's still some room to the downside on the daily. Very high institutional ownership, nice ATR. So, RVOL is elevated. So definitely guys are dumping out. Is it done yet? I say no. I think there's some more downside to this particular trade. So, and like nice tight candles, the way it's been trading past a few days before the dump. So that being said, I like it to the downside. Let's continue our shot here. Going to DLTH, Duluth Holdings, right? So Duluth obviously has some shares dumped onto the market, as you can see, and very high RVOL. What we do like is it just had a slow, consistent fade throughout the day. On the daily, you still have maybe a point and a half, but more than enough to take a nice profit for the day. And if this thing's going to show some more weakness, we're going to take it down. So we're going to continue with PSB. PSB obviously is an uptrend on the daily. So whenever you have an uptrend on the daily or weekly, you got to trade a little more caution when you're shorting the stock. But again, stocks aren't going to run forever. And when institutions start taking their shares, so when they start unloading shares on the market and start taking profits, this is what's going to happen. So, there's no clear support as of right now, whether this is going to slow down and curl back up. It closed a little higher than normal that I would like for day two, but we'll look and see if this thing is showing some more weakness. If so, we'll step in below VWAP. If not, we'll let it go. So we're going to observe this one at the bell, and let's see if this thing comes to us or not. Usual suspect, MDB. MDB had a nice wild ride for us on Friday. Enjoy that downside. It's just been continuing, showing this consistent slow to the downside, right? So obviously, as you can see on the 15 up top, it peaked up when it gap up on the 14th, sorry, and had a couple days of a run, couple weeks of a run, sorry. And had, I think it was 50 points to the upside, peaked out. As you can see what's going on, we've been taking it down. It's trading sideways a little bit, consolidating. But over all in all, it's putting lower highs and lower lows, and that's what you want. Lower highs and lower lows is what a backside fade is all about. So we're going to continue this thing probably to the 135 or 132, 133 level, which is going to be the 25% or the 50% retracement. So another 2-3 points to the downside, then we're going to probably base out for a little bit, but that's what we're looking at right now. TCDA, another usual suspect, obviously putting in that flag. Still, it reached its resistance all-time high, but it's peaking out a little bit. Whether it's going to make another run for its high or not, tough to tell because it's been trading sideways. But once it does start to get a little more momentum to the downside, I'm sure it's going to give us some nice opportunities below VWAP to step in. VRNT, same situation. Obviously, after its gap down, it's been trading pretty strongly, showing a little bit of weakness. It was up on Friday, but still showing some weakness to the end of the session, trading below VWAP, which we like. And if that's going to be the case, we'll end up. This might be a week or two swing for us, but we'll see what happens with this thing, and we'll enjoy the ride once it begins. CDNA is a little bit of a downtrend, a couple of days, for actually a couple of weeks, but I still see this to the downside. I still see a couple more points. It's not really showing too much strength just yet. It was trading above VWAP all day on Friday, but the market was a little bit elevated. So this one we're definitely gonna trade with caution. I don't like the upside, but a little more short bias on this one. Whether we're gonna step in or not sure yet. But I like the high institutional ownership, and the ATR is nice as well. So this is something I'll watch. Boom, boom. Obviously, it's fighting, man. It's fighting, and I think let's see here. Yeah, it's the all-time high. So, it's just not ready yet. It's not exhausted. It had some solid gap ups in the past month and a half. So this is the second solid gap up, and it's still fighting, as you can see. But I have a feeling that the end is here. I think I'm gonna start retracing. I think I'm gonna start putting some shares onto the market, and sellers are gonna start owning the stock for a little bit. So I'm patiently waiting for this thing to peel down. And once it does, I think the curl is going to be quite nice to the downside. So things on watch. CCS had a solid gap up on Friday. Closed up 6%, but traded most of the day below VWAP. So showing some weakness. Not sure this is going to sustain its level. Obviously on the daily, has plenty to the upside. That being said, I think it's elevated right now. The R-vol is really high. I'm not sure it's going to live in this at this level. I think it's going to retrace just a little bit and come back down maybe a point or so. So we're going to see if we can trade this one. This is going to be obviously a little more conservative a trade because there's not a lot of room here, but we're going to see if it's going to deserve this price or not. Last but not least, we have TGI. TGI had a solid gap up on the 5th or on Friday, and as you can see, it put that curl in quite quickly. 26 stuffed it out, and we traded below VWAP the whole day. Pulled back obviously a little bit later in the afternoon, but got stuffed out again. I could see this coming, filling this gap to the 23 level, and then filling the complete gap sometime in midweek, or actually early week, Monday or Tuesday. But we'll see what happens. That's what we got going on in the market. We'll see what happens for the weekend, the rest of the weekend, and any more news popping up. If not, get into the session on Monday, and we'll see if any of these things fall through with our trade plan. Once they do, we step in. If not, we wait. We don't need to trade the markets every single day. If our trade setups are there, we take them down. If not, we wait, and we patiently wait for them to come to us. We never go to them. Remember that. Never chase. You chase, you die. Remember, guys, stick to your stops. Be very diligent. Have a trade plan. Don't just hop in, hop out of stocks. Have a select trade plan that you're going to trade before you open up any position. Where you're going to get in, where you're going to get out, where you're going to mitigate your risk. Alright, guys, if you like what we're doing here, want to learn what we're doing, trading these setups or any other setups, come check out the site, thestreettrading.com, and we'll get you sorted out on the 90-day course. Alright, guys, have a good day in the markets, and we will catch you.